colleagues, and we have our unique experience to share. And this project is really interesting and important because the sharing of information about local traditions has the impact on international society, about us as a country, about libraries as objects of cultural work, as objects of communities. So that is why it's very important, this development of bridges of our communities. And this motion is not new, but today it takes a second breath, and we see a lot of sisterships created with our communities, with communities of our country and communities of other countries. And I would like to say about the Library Foundation Library Country, and my co-moderator, Ms. Lyusyena Shum, is here present with us, the director of this charitable foundation Library Country. And because she is the inspiration of the project and one of the main implementer, I am giving the word to her. So please, Ms. Lyusyena, you are welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here, glad to see all colleagues with whom we are working in different projects within our foundation Library Country. And one of these projects is the initiative Sister Libraries. It started in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, because 2022, because in the beginning of the full-scale invasion, we understood that the voice of libraries can be decisive to tell just common people like librarians the truth about the situation which is going on in our country. Through these professional connections, through conferences, events, and so on and so forth, we can be such a bridge that shows the reality. And as colleagues brought things that like existence and survival here in Ukraine, because I often receive questions from my abroad colleagues: do the libraries work? Because you have full-scale invasion, so how can you work in this situation, these conditions? And when they got to know that we really work and actively work, and the role of libraries increases during this war, develops actually, so they, my colleagues, they are very surprised, really surprised at this. Actually, I would like to give the floor to our guest, Ms. Isobel Hunter, who is present here. Okay, the sound is some like that, something with the mic. Yeah. Isobel is our big friend of our country. She's the executive director of the Association of Libraries in Great Britain, Libraries Connected. And with her, we, starting from 2022, we actively work in many directions. We are greatly supported by them. And this initiative, Sister Libraries, is being implemented with their support, that they could connect British libraries in this initiative. And thanks to that, we have that success and these results, first results, up to 2025. So before talking more, I would like to give the floor to Ms. Isobel Hunter.
It's wonderful to see you, Lyusyena. I'm just so sorry I can't be there with you all in person. I would really have loved to have accepted our invitation, but unfortunately, I'm having to join online. But it's an honour to join other library organisations from across Europe in showing solidarity and support for our Ukrainian colleagues. The relationship we have with you is really important to us. We've learned so much through our relationship with you. And we believe that libraries are places of hope and resilience, and we're proud to support the library community in Ukraine as it continues to thrive in the face of such terrible adversity. And as Lyusyena said, our partnership with Biblioteczna Ukraina began in 2022 when Lyusyena invited us to participate in an online conference with library organisations from across Europe. We followed this with a webinar to share ideas between UK and Ukrainian library services, and there we focused on work, especially around health and well-being. And what we found so inspiring was that even though libraries in Ukraine were under attack, library staff still were determined to serve their communities. And not only that, but also to keep developing their services to meet the additional demands of wartime. In the summer of 2023, we invited Lyusyena to be a keynote speaker at our summer conference. And everyone at the conference was so moved by Lysyena's presentation, where she talked about the bravery and determination of library colleagues and the terrible hardship many were facing, including the destruction of libraries, attacks on collections, and of course, very sadly, the loss of life. But at the conference, many people came up to Lyusyena and said, what can we do to help? And this is how we decided to raise funds to buy a mobile library to send to Ukraine. So we had a public donations campaign, and we had hundreds of library lovers, library workers donating and sending messages of support. So we were able to buy a mobile library, and we sent it across in last September, and it was also filled with books and resources for children. So it's wonderful to know this mobile library is now on the road, bringing books and hope and connection to people in hospital and to children across Ukraine. And then yesterday, Lyusyena told me the great news that another mobile library is on its way from the people of Estonia. That's really wonderful. But we wanted to do more than just send the mobile library. So we decided to set up a library twinning scheme. And this was initially inspired by a sister scheme between the libraries of two great port cities, Odessa and Liverpool. And this relationship, this sister library relationship, started in May 2023. And it was actually the idea of a young Ukrainian woman called Veronika Yasinska, who had moved from Ukraine to Liverpool and had found a really warm welcome and had found a home in this city's central library. So she did all the work with the staff from the two libraries and local communities and Ukrainians in both cities to bring the scheme together. So the twinning was launched at a high-profile event, which was attended by King Charles, the Ukrainian ambassador, and Pani Zelenska joined online. So it was a really important opportunity to raise the value of libraries at those very highest political levels of both the UK and Ukraine. At the event, Pani Zelenska said how scary it was to see books burning on the shelves of destroyed libraries. She said, our libraries have grown into something bigger. In the particularly challenging winter days with unprecedented heating cuts because of shelling, the libraries turned into humanitarian volunteer hubs, places for people to stay together, to stay warm in the proudest sense of it. In these challenging times, books and the culture provide us with not just moral, but also physical support. The King also made a speech, and it was very interesting to see that he had his notes all typed out, but he'd written over it in his own handwriting. So I think he made a speech that was very personal. He was very moved to understand what libraries were going through. He said he found it terrifying that so many libraries in Ukraine had been destroyed. He said, if it is true to say that the limits of our language are the limits of our world, then the role of libraries is something to be treasured greatly. Libraries, books, and the stories of the human condition they make available to us all broaden our experience, expand our knowledge of a myriad of subjects, and most importantly, deepen our understanding of the humanity common to us all. So I was really pleased yesterday when the King met with President Trump. The King talked about Ukraine and the importance of supporting it in his formal speech at the dinner. So hopefully there was some work there by the libraries to make sure that that work as an ambassador, so that our king understands and supports the struggle that your country is going through. So we're really inspired by the twinning of Liverpool and Odessa libraries. So we talked to Lyusyena and we decided that we would try to set up some more twinning partnerships. So we developed some model agreements that libraries could use for the twinning and developed suggested programs of activities to help them get started. And when we put out the call, who wants to be involved, we were really delighted by the response from libraries in the UK. So we were able to work with Biblioteczna Kraina to set up 21 new library sister partnerships. And I think the libraries in the UK are really proud of these partnerships. Many of them had news stories in their local press, and senior leaders from their local councillors talked about the new relationship with great pride. Now, I've got a sister, and I must say, she's an amazing woman. I find her really inspiring, really supportive. She's always giving me new ideas, helping me through life. So I hope that these sister libraries are sister relationships as fruitful as that. I hope that both the UK libraries and the Ukrainian libraries can support and learn from each other through sharing poetry, literature, and culture, through sharing new ideas and developing new ways of working, connecting their communities, including the dispersed Ukrainian communities, and providing moral support and inspiration for each other. Our partnership with Biblioteczna Kraina has been really important. We've learned so much from Ukrainian libraries and the indomitable spirit of Ukrainian librarians. So I'm really looking forward now to hearing a little bit more about the work of the Sister Library Scheme and the wonderful things that they are doing together. Thank you.
So we say thank you so much, Miss Isobel, for your support. Something with the mic. Yeah, that's better. So with our all library community in Ukraine, we say thank you from the bottom of our heart for your support, for your financial support, for your moral support, that you, with the help of information, support us, and that you tell about success of our Ukrainian libraries. So as Ms. Isobel said, that within the framework of this partnership, we had 22 partners, 45 libraries. We had 2 libraries of Ukraine and 1 of Britain. So actually 45 libraries are included. So I would like to say welcome to our participants of our panel discussion. So we have 5 libraries, district libraries, city libraries. So they're going to tell about the activities within the framework of this partnership, which successes are already achieved, and given the resume, I would like to say about that we had some meetings and some troubles again with the mic. What's happening? So we had several meetings with our British partners, telling them about our situation, and the librarians at their own level had different kind of activities and events, so they're going to tell about them. So Mr. Tana Doronina, Deputy Director of Dnipro Regional Library for Children, is going to take the floor right now, and she is going to tell about her wonderful experience and show her presentation and video. Hello, everyone, dear colleagues. I'm very happy to be here and to have my presentation shown and the experience of our library shown here in the project Sister Libraries. It is the wonderful day because today we have an opportunity to be sure that libraries are not only like stock funds, but the living space for cooperation and cultural dialogue. And from the bottom of my heart, I would like to say thank you to the organizers, to Miss Isobel Hunter, to Miss Lyusyena Shum, for their initiative, for their inspiration, and the hope in the strength of partnership. Thanks to exactly these ideas, we became closer to each other, share our experience, widening our horizon and opening together new opportunities for our readers. By the way, yesterday we talked a lot about artificial intelligence, and the first slide actually is done with the help of artificial intelligence. So the project of cooperation became the new step to development of cultural bridge within countries and communities. Common initiatives help create space of dialogue and experience exchange, where libraries have the role of partnership and dialogue. The program of cooperation includes common trainings, common events, and implementation of cultural initiatives. The main role is to provide the functioning of libraries as a key role in strengthening social and cultural unity of society. This cooperation is an important step for the library because it can not only help to adapt new practices in library service, but also to strengthen connections between communities, societies of two countries. On September 20 last year, we had online meeting which symbolized the start of new cooperation between libraries of Ukraine and Great Britain. Within the framework of this partnership, Ukrainian libraries will unite their efforts with British libraries to share experience and common implementation of cultural initiatives. The beginning of the cooperation with Dnipro Regional Library for Children and the libraries of Middlesbrough is the symbol of unity, of strength in important period of history in our country. This project is the space for friendly meetings, dialogue, experience sharing. It unites two communities, helps to open new ideas and create common projects to strengthen hope and faith. This bridge is built not with the help of stones, but with the help of books, overcoming borders, frontiers, and distance. As you can see, we have interesting libraries, beautiful libraries. We have many readers. I would like to tell about our steps. In January 2025, our libraries agreed to have book exhibitions for Holocaust. And today, when we have all these challenges, societal challenges, so we again spoke of Holocaust, who destroyed 6 million people, not because to raise hatred for killers, because from hatred nothing good can raise. We spoke not only about that malicious deeds destroy, but we spoke about that good deeds always win. We had book exhibitions to St. Valentine's Day because the celebration is not only about lovers. In nowadays world, it's just the symbol of love, kind hearts, open hearts. In different countries, they have different traditions. And together with the Middlesbrough libraries, we got acquainted our readers with these traditions, and our library prepared some book exhibitions, installations. And Middlesbrough Library invited their readers to have like blind dating with books. Our British colleagues suggested to make a common event for the date to full-scale invasion Russia to Ukraine. It's the video about where Ukrainian people are reading verses, poems about the war. Polina Popova, our specialist, took part in this project, and it is the opportunity for us to talk about the war in Ukraine and to tell British society about our present situation in Ukraine. Easter. So it's one of the most interesting, one of the most kind fest. So we had common events together to get acquainted, to have young people get acquainted with traditions of celebrating Easter in both countries. So the Day of Overcoming Nazism is about the feat of many people fighting against Nazism. So we together prepared events to honor the past and to emphasize the value of peace today. In May 2025, we had the meeting of our specialists and librarians of Middlesbrough, and we talked about English-speaking clubs and courses in libraries. In that meeting took part also the participants of such courses under the governorship of Miss Evgenia Yavorska. So we shared our thoughts and language practice, so it created the atmosphere of true international cooperation. And Miss Polina Popova represented her club, English Club for Children. So this, so what she told also proved that library is not just a place for books, but a live center for development and knowledge. Also, common common events for people with bad sight. So high risk during 2 weeks. Libraries in Great Britain provide services and support for those people who have bad sight. It is very important topic for us today. It's the topic of free access in library, and the services in Middlesbrough libraries accessible are books with large printing, digital audio books. Then, through books and around the world, new phase of cooperation with Middlesbrough libraries. At the beginning of summer, we, together with our colleagues from libraries of Middlesbrough, we had like virtual traveling. It was our common initiative to create book exhibitions devoted to trips. So in libraries of Middlesbrough, they had literature. They had presented literature about their traveling throughout Great Britain and throughout the whole world. So summer readings in libraries. We shared experience of organization of summer readings in libraries. So we discussed new formats, new approaches to involve children, to engage them to reading, to how to create comfortable space. Our British colleagues share their experience of holding summer reading challenge. It's a national campaign for children to be motivated to read during holidays. Our summer readings is fun quests, some workshops, reading clubs, game platforms which create library, a space for child inspiration during the summer. Our common plans. So first of all, surely it is the sharing of experience in family reading, in reading with children. We also are planning to organize cultural sharing, exchange, to get to know literature and culture of Great Britain and Ukraine, to implement common projects to promote creativity, to promote intercultural dialogue, to promote reading. And we are sure that such cooperation will be not just another step of development, but will open new opportunities for children to discover the world. We are planning to implement some interesting ideas to organize online reading of Ukrainian and English fairy tales to feel the magic of literature, to have common exhibitions of child pictures, like art pictures, to create book trailers for favorite books and their exchange with libraries, to have readers get acquainted with national traditions and national fests throughout interactive events. So within the coming time, we have we are going to have some like resume of our summer activities, common events for Halloween and Christmas. And I would like now to show you some, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are going to watch one video. So Thank you so much for the presentation. So something with the mic. Something with the mic. Yeah. So yes, it was the talk about common interests of libraries, of our libraries, and about, for example, speaking of the size of libraries, yes, for example, like city libraries and village libraries. So now we saw the experience of city library, and I would like to give the floor to Ms. Victoria Zhupinska, please. Actually, it's a surprise for you. She's from Novobrovary, Kharkiv, and they are really active in their work with their partners from Great Britain. So recently, we had Ukrainian library opened in Great Britain, and using these Ukrainian books which were transferred, like a mini library, and Miss Victoria is going to tell about it. So please. Hello, everyone, dear colleagues. Thank you so much, and the opportunity to tell about the partnership of Kharkiv Library with English Library. I would like to say thank you for the organizers, for Charitable Foundation Library Country, to Ms. Lyusyena Shum, Executive Director, and to Ms. Isobel Hunter. Thank you so much, the Executive Director of Association of Municipal or Public Libraries in Great Britain. Thank you so much for this great project. Thank you for choosing our Kharkiv Library in participating in it. I feel great support because our colleague Danny Hall is here right now and taking the opportunity. I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much for the whole library of campus for this great year of our partnership, for your support, for your knowledge and experience you share with us. Thank you. On September 20, 2024, we got acquainted firstly with our partners. Yeah, please give the presentation. So in November 19, 2024, the library, Sisters Libraries, Central Child Library of our Novobavarsky region in Kharkiv city, and Campus Library in North Somerset, they got their memorandum of understanding. So let me just share our brightest events, common events. So on December 6, 2024, we had the fairy tale event about like angels going to the ground. It's devoted to St. Nicholas Day in Ukraine. It was really fun. We had a lot of children having fun, and the children got a surprise from our colleagues from campus to meet real Santa Claus from Great Britain. And children all had presents. They had like sweets packs, 1 kilogram of sweets. So thank you so much to Danny Hall, our partner from campus, for raising this money for presents to our children. Also for this money, Danny got 43 new books from Ranok editors to our children, to our library. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, here you see these photos from our event to St. Nicholas Day and the books we received. On 21st and 22nd December 2024, our library and the campus library, they had Christmas parties. We exchanged traditions of celebration of Christmas. For example, we got to know different recipes of dishes. Then we had Christmas parties. The parents of our children, of our visitors, they cooked traditional dishes of Great Britain, pudding, gingerbreads, mince pies, and children, they tasted that and they played some fun games, which are played by children in Great Britain during Christmas time. In campus library, they cooked, as you see, these our Ukrainian traditional dishes, and they say they liked it very much. So the next slide, you can see the book exhibitions in our library. It is these are books of British authors, Pamela Travers, Joan Rowling. We think that it's very important to tell our young readers about the art of our British authors within the framework of our partnership. So the next slide is really interesting. Also on March 23, 2025. So our library, we had event about Winnie Pooh. It was like a pajama party. So you see, we all were in pajamas, and me also. I also was in pajama. We had fun. We had some competitions. We told about Alan Milne. We had a quiz as to the plot of the book, and we had a culinary workshop. So you all know that Winnie Pooh just adored some sweet things. So we created this cake with whatever possible sweets. Children all liked it. From 5 July to 13 September, the campus library and our library, we had summer marathon of reading. It is a kind of fun game to promote reading for children during summer holidays. Every year, this marathon is devoted to a special topic. So this year, it was about garden, like story garden, about some plants and flowers. So we developed our reading diary. So we had a topic for children about cat spies. So they had to read 6 books to fulfill this reading diary. They got some bright stickers for that. So here you can see these diaries. And then they got the magazine Snail. It's called Snail. It's like a present for those children. Within the framework of our partnership. Yeah, and by the way, here is the exhibition. 2 exhibitions which took part in our library and in campus library. So campus library got a display about Kharkiv. We sent to our colleagues some interesting information about our sites in Kharkiv, about famous people of Kharkiv, and they prepared this interesting and bright display for all visitors to get to know about Kharkiv. And we prepared display about Northern Somerset. Thank you so much, our dear colleagues, for all the information and photos you provided for us. So within this partnership, starting from December 2024 to February 2025, our library got the book collection in Ukrainian and English for library of campus library. So we got 113 new modern books in Ukrainian and English. It is like was a charity from our Ukrainian authors. Sasha Wojciechowska, Andrei Mironek, Andrei Kakatucha, Denis Paramonov Charitable Foundation, Ranok, Vivant, editor groups, Alexander Savchuk, editor group Osnova, editor group Deepa, Alpha, Mark Book, Nasha Idea, Vihola Duliby, Adef Ukraine. Actually, in total, almost like 20 editor groups and authors took part in this campaign. Mr. Steve Parker helped us to transfer the books. So we're really thankful to everyone who made it possible. On 6 May 2025, the campus library got these parcels with 113 new books. And in August 29, 2025, in campus, it was the opening of mini Ukrainian library. To this event, in this event took part the representatives of English and Ukrainian libraries. And the executive director of Charitable Foundation Library country and representatives of officials. Thanks to this project, our Ukrainian children who live in northern Somerset, our Ukrainian children can have this bond with Ukrainian culture. And in the first day of the opening of this mini Ukrainian library in campus, first readers came, Ukrainian readers came to this library and they just took books. This project continues to develop and we are glad of that. More and more people taking part in this project. So from Kharkiv, we got also new books in Ukrainian language, and we are going to send them to our sister library to fill this stock. Also, the Charitable Foundation of Denis Paramonov, they gave a new book, Muravsky Way, Muravsky Shlach. So it's about local history. So on behalf of Charitable Foundation Denis Paramonov and from the director of our library system in Kharkiv, I would like to give this present, this wonderful book of our local history researcher, Grigory Kvitka-Osnovyanenko, to our dear Miss Isobel Hunter. I would like to present this book to you. I realize that you cannot be, you are not able to be physically here, but I hope that we will be able to send it to you. This book is about the facts of Grigory Kvitka-Osnovyanenko, our outstanding writer. So the book has brilliant illustrations. I hope you will like it. And to end my presentation, I would like to say thank you to Ms. Lyusyena Shum on behalf of all of us, and for this wonderful project, for picking up our library to take part in this project, and for support. And I would like to give you a little souvenir from Kharkiv. So these are unique traditional Ukrainian dolls from this corn skeleton. So they are created by this lady in the picture, Miss Tatiana Goltz. she creates these Ukrainian dolls. It's like the symbol of happiness and safety and health. So here we also have, yeah, we have an angel here. Yes, this small angel. And some sweets from our, from our Kharkiv confectionery. Thank you so much. Now I'm picking it back again. Thank you. Thank you so much to our Lviv colleagues for hospitality, for creating this event. And on behalf of the director of our library system, Ms. Olena Chernitska, and on behalf of all the librarians from Kharkiv, I also have a little souvenir for you. Also sweets from Kharkiv, and also our dolls, our national dolls, some Ukrainian woman with a child. This little horse, also traditional, and angel. May you be safe and happy with them. So now anyone takes them. Thank you so much. So yes, that's it with me. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for presentation. I would like to notice that really that this experience shows that not only regional libraries can create something great, some good results, but small libraries are valuable too. They're working actively. Yes, and they could even pass this 113 books, so they work also well. Miss Anna Pushkar will also tell about Library of Mikhail Kotzebinski. So if you're looking for a partner for yourself in some country, so the first step is to look through your brothers and sisters through the cities in your country, in your city, and to start cooperation with them. Hello, everyone, dear colleagues. Glad to be here and to see you. I'm from Chernigiv, centralized library system, and I would like to share our experience of cooperation with library from Kent County, from Great Britain. We were very glad to be chosen, and the representatives of Kent County, they were here, and they were in our destroyed locations, and we got acquainted with them there. Our centralized library system is not very big, but we are developing really fast. We are changing and we are getting more modern. So our central library was destroyed really hard in 2022. The second floor was almost completely destroyed. We didn't have central heating system, didn't have any window left. So, but we were able to have to raise money to renovate our library. Our partners were surprised of the speed of our renovation, and sometimes our online meetings begin with our colleagues from Great Britain. They're surprised at the fact that we actually work at all, because we have so many air raid alarms. They are so long, but we work. We have a lot of readers, and we sharing our experience with our partners from Great Britain. So this was the start. We exchanged the main information about our cities and our libraries. In our library, we had events for adults and for children, courses we had, English courses, and it was it was good that our participants of these courses could take part in our communication. We also exchanged cultural information. We showed how we celebrate and how in library we celebrate Easter and other holidays. So we have books of English authors. We telling about them to our readers, and in Great Britain they also telling about Ukrainian authors to their readers. Of course, we are striving to continue our partnership, and I would like to exchange books, and but I'm not sure that I'm afraid that we won't be able to create this mini library in Kent, but at least I would like to exchange books. I'm glad to be able to share our experience. Also, I would like to say about the valuability of our Viber group. Miss Lyusyena created it, and we're looking through every information in that group. And also we're inspired by your ideas. Thank you. Thank you so much, and have a nice day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Dear colleagues, I'm giving the floor to Miss Alena Chubal, Deputy Director of Sambir Municipal Library. Not big library, but it shows excellent results and is very active. So please, the floor is all yours. Hello, dear colleagues. Our Sambir library, with the support of Sambir municipal council took a great step. We had a memorandum of understanding with Ilia city from Cambridge. It is within the framework of cooperation inspired by Library Foundation, Library Country, and Association of British Libraries. And that initiative connected the libraries of both countries for cultural dialogue and mutual support. The signing of this memorandum opened the new opportunities for all the libraries. This document was the bridge for cultural dialogue, experience sharing, and implementation of common initiatives. Our cooperation is not very long. We started that on March 19, 2025. And within our first meeting, we got acquainted with our colleagues and partners. The library, the Ely Library, is the part of the system of public library by Cambridge Library Service. It has the wide range of services, and it also provides educational programs and organizes different events. The library supports communities throughout promotion of reading, promotion of education, and also takes part in regional and international partnerships. Besides that, we prepared the video presentation for our colleagues about our town of Sambir, which has a long and interesting history, and got the presentation about Sambir Municipal Library, which is a modern educational cultural center of our community. The next our meeting was in April, and apart from library staff, teachers and students of the Prestige Lyceum of Sambir took part also in this meeting. So they talked about church, about our famous church in our city. So this Sambir Prestige Lyceum is the Lyceum with deepened. So in this Lyceum, students deeply learn English language. So the students are very interested in these intercultural meetings. So also the students give us some ideas for further meetings. Our British friends are very glad to have young people present in these meetings. Also, our library took part in our common event, which was suggested by Association of Public Libraries of Great Britain. So the readers of our library, students of Lvivska Polytechnica University, took part in the event about full-scale invasion, about our war in Ukraine. So talking about our cooperation, we presented to our colleagues a book exhibition, Open Great Britain for Yourself. So the literature in that exhibition covered history and literature and biographies of famous people, fiction we have in our library. We were able to present to our colleagues. Also, during these meetings, we told about some interesting facts from the history of our city. We had video excursion of our library, and we also agreed about the book exchange. On July 23rd, we had the next meeting. Our colleagues from Ely, they prepared interesting presentations. The participants were able to be engaged in this, in the history of this wonderful English city. the director of the director told about the Cathedral of Ely, the Gothic architecture, Joel, and from Cambridge, we were told about the about some traditional dishes from Ely. So surely our young members, they actively talked with our partners. It was very interesting, really interesting cultural dialogue. The next step of our cooperation was the video excursion of Ely Library with Rob William. And I would like to say some words about our partner library. The library is comparatively young, created in the year of 2000 in the center of the city. The library is visited by a great number of readers, warm staff, always helpful. They have different activities for families, for children, the space. The children can read by themselves, or parents can read to their children. It's our colleagues say it's so nice and sweet to watch how parents read to their children. Also, there is a department for adolescents with fiction, so you can choose whatever you want. There are also a lot of historical books, albums, stories of families of this town. So, for example, when someone wants to find the history of his or her family, so he or she turns to the librarian who always helps. Also, you have rent the halls of library for some workshops, presentations, and some workspaces for cooperation with your partners. On one of our meetings, we agreed about the book exchange. So we sent to Ely Library the books of Ukrainian authors for youth and children. And also we have the ask from our colleagues what kind of literature we would like to have from them. So our participation is going on in the project, and we are discussing common events. We are planning to implement. We are ready to share our experience and implement the best ideas of our British colleagues. And thank you so much to our friends for their support to us, and we express our hopes for our further cooperation. And I would like to say thank you to Ms. Lyusyena Shum for invitation, and thank you all to your attention. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your participation. You had great presentation. I didn't actually know that the books were sent. It's really very important because Ukrainian books are in need in Europe right now because of a lot of Ukrainian refugees. They are want to read in Ukrainian language. So it's good work to show that we are ready to support our people there. So the next one is please the city of Sumy, Ms. Olga Kritsker, the director of Library of Sumy State University. So it is the history connected with Liverpool, and actually, I would like to mention that this initiative of our sister libraries, so it was born from that moment with our agreement with Liverpool and Odessa with these libraries, and King Charles with his wife was present at that event, and I took part in that event. It was the whole event organized in Liverpool, and the king said that he knew that Russians attack purposely the cultural objects in Ukraine. So it is very important to tell that the war is not for territory, but for our identity, So it's the war for identity and for culture. So we are trying to tell this information to European people. And the library of Sumy State University has the partnership with Liverpool University. So please, dear colleagues, hello everyone. And first of all, I would like to say my warm greetings to Miss Isobel Hunter. And I had an opportunity to get to know her. And when we got this meeting and when we discussed all this work between our two libraries, when we talked about the points when we have to strengthen our cooperation. So my warmest greetings to you. So this model of cooperation with the universities of Ukraine and foreign universities as the support during the war and after the war, and yes, with the help of this cooperation. So our cooperation started in 2022 in April. So it was an incredible event for us at that time, and we prepared greatly for that meeting. We analyzed the strategy of development of the library. We analyzed all the directions of work of the library, and then we met and we shared the common energy, and we had the cooperation. A lot of trends and of our cooperation, and yes, it is understandable that yes, we are like university libraries, and the priority for us is to create the informational sphere to support education and science. So in 2022 we understood that open science for university library, it was really new material. So and we actively analyze the experience of our colleagues. We analyze their policies of open science. It was really new and interesting for us when we began that. Then we actively cooperated. We liked very much the approach for promotion of social networks, how to engage followers. We also talked about accessibility. We talked about how to provide the access of their knowledge to our students. So our partners, they have the service know-how created. It's the cycle of webinars devoted to academic writing. So we also have the course of academic writing, but though the topics are like similar, but still we joined to their seminars, and we understood that for example, within 1 hour we wanted to tell everything, but our colleagues within that time, they are analyzing one topic at the time, just very meticulously, and we like that so much. For example, if the lecturer sees some blank points in their students in academic writing, so he or she says, okay, you go to these seminars, and then the lecturer analyzes the level of knowledge of his students after that student took part in those seminars. Then last year we had to our postgraduate students the opportunity to join our partners' seminars and for them to have certificate. So it's like for academical grades in our university. I would be brief. So 3-year our cooperation, and it was very great that in the report of the director of the library, so that the director mentioned us as a partner, and we were very glad to, in this year, we were honored to visit the library of Liverpool University, incredible event, and we went to them as partners and came back as friends. So it was really great. We got acquainted with their maker spaces. I saw a lot of these spaces in public libraries, but it was valuable for me to see these maker spaces in university libraries. It's the opportunity for students and postgraduate students of modeling, of having experiments in 3D printers, in different gadgets. We're also, yes, joined to that. And I would like to emphasize that mental health is really a very important topic in our partners, and it's the sensor room. They have the sensor room, and with different sound effects and light effects, just to rebalance yourself emotionally. We learned their technologies, their spaces, really very, very interesting, and they work actively. They have laboratory of digital heritage. They showed us those great great facilities they use to digitize their materials. We also got acquainted with know-how service team. Really enjoyed the fact that students and postgraduate students, they take part in these seminars. One of the peculiarities was that we took part in international conference of research libraries of United Kingdom. It took part. It was in Liverpool University Library. So the topic was champions of knowledge, libraries as places of trust and honest. So it's really about honesty, about trust and responsibility. So the key message of that conference was that during the time when the information is a key resource, and during this time of fake news, disinformation, it's the the value of libraries increases, and it was the key message of that conference. Surely, as I already stated, the main task of our library is to create high quality informational field. We were really glad to get acquainted and to say thank you to our international publishing companies for this unique opportunity they gave to our researchers is free access to their resources. I would like also to give my warm greetings to Miss Denise. We visited Liverpool Central Public Library, incredible building. We liked their family space very much. Moms with kids, they visit libraries and have their weekend spent there. Really cool that right now the collections in Ukrainian language are being formed right now, and Ukrainian refugees, they are really active there, so they need these Ukrainian language books. So we couldn't but take an opportunity to have the honor of having the words to tell the international community of those challenges and threats of libraries, destroyed stocks, book stocks, because it's really important. Also, during this visit, our university organized the watching of the film. It's short film Rock, Paper, Scissors. The director also joined our meeting, and after watching the film, we had a discussion about the interweaving of politics and art. And also we had a message that one single person can do a lot, really a lot. Would like also to say that we exchange books with our colleagues, and when within these 3 years of cooperation, we had a lot of activities, and when we went back to home, so he presented us this picture, and so really look at this picture like simply like apples, but he said that these are really the fruits of our cooperation, When in April it happened that in the center of Sumy city, it was the shelling, and the library was destroyed. Our dear partners, they organized a fundraising event, and so they raised donates, and gave us that help, that support to our university library. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And when we visited them, I also said that we were partners, but came back as friends. Thank you so much. Ms. Olha, I would like to ask, did you talk about that picture, about shelling, that it survived, or what? Yes, it was that, and it survived, and we are glad of that. Yeah, now we have it in very safe place. So the only thing is, sorry, cannot hear. Something with the mic. Yeah, the books we had almost 200 copies, so they're lost, unfortunately. But cooperation survives and will live on. Yes, Sumy is really invincible city under these conditions. So we're coming to the end of our discussion. Thank you so much for coming from different cities, for having told about these really fruits of cooperation, because we have a year of our initiative and the results are present and will be more and more. And I would like to say that if you want to have the cooperation of some European country, so with what to start? So you can find your brother, sister, and just to address that library from that city. So you can address us. We have some algorithm that already we created some methodology how to create in this topic. So we can help you. So, and for the end, I would like to emphasize the role of this public diplomacy. Yesterday, we had the event of ratification by Verkhovna Rada, the declaration of 100 year of cooperation with Great Britain. So we agreed of very long cooperation of 100 years in defense, economics and culture, education. So our Verkhovna Rada had the ratification, so it's great. And Miss Isobel, thank you. And thanks to the whole your country, Great Britain, because it's invaluable. Spiritual and moral, great support. And also financial, of course. So thank you so much once again. And yeah, go searching for partners, start your cooperation. It's really very interesting and inspiring. So I would like to say that when I'm going somewhere or just taking part online, so first of all, I say that we can share of our this like bitter experience, and it may be unique and useful for you, and so yes, we can share this experience. Yes, really, we have something to share, and it's really good that these projects, sister libraries, they are oriented also for children and for youth, because it's our future, and our future has to work for active life, for well-being of our country and the whole world. Thank you so much, dear colleagues, for being here during this long discussion, and we're taking break, and let's meet at 4 p.m. Stay tuned.